Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft in our survival single-player world. In the last episode, we flew way out that way, man, almost 50,000 blocks, and we built a little beach house. And between recording that and now, I got sick, and I was sick for a couple days. I didn't really have a voice, so I couldn't record, but I did get a few things done, a few, minor tasks I've been meaning to get done, as well as a little bit more decoration. So the first thing is I removed the torch spam and have replaced it with glow lichen. So the entire area is still spawn proof. It's a little more subtle, and once we get some landscaping changes done around, I think it'll be even more so. The photon definitely makes it a little bit brighter than it would normally be, but especially when viewed from a distance at night, those basically disappear at about this point, which means the entire area looks pretty dim other than the lit up locations like the road and each of the primary buildings. The other thing I got done, I got more digging done on the big dig. We'll go look at that in just a second and play a little clip of that progress. But the other thing we got done is some more armor stand work in the village. So now we've got these two guys sharing a meal, chit-chatting, hanging out. We've got old lady, we used the witch head here, doing some knitting here at the bench. Obviously we have the dreamer there, we have this guy who has a watering can, which I'm actually alarmingly proud of. It's not perfect, but I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that, especially when you just catch him from a distance, he's just watering plants. I love it. These two, which I'm so happy with, just two little kids sitting on the edge of the roof, kind of looking out. When I first put these guys here, I turned around to look where he was pointing, and there was a rainbow. It was beautiful. At night, they're pointing up at the stars. I'm really happy with these two. I think that they bring a lot of life. And this roof is accessible from this upper cliff here, so it does make... I missed a torch. We'll fix that in a second. But this roof is accessible from this upper cliff, so they absolutely could just climb up and over and sit over here and have a safe way back off too. Let's see, we didn't really add much through this area. I was thinking about adding someone here picking watermelons, but I figured it would be fine. Then we added this guy, who has a little pull-through town flower cart, which we used shields here scaled up to make these sides. We used some terracotta blocks to make these flower pots. We used some wooden spears to make these little pole handles for his cart. One of those is a little further out than the other, but we'll just say it gives it character and I'll fix it later. It's really hard to pick the right armor stand in this mess. But yeah, it's not perfect, but yeah, just a little flower vendor hanging out down here. I'm into it. I like it. It brings a little bit more life. Makes the place feel a little bit more full. I still haven't built a crane for, like, bringing items up here. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm still debating it. Because it would make sense if you had a little path from the quarry over to here and then a little crane to bring stuff up through the village. But also, it's kind of tight packed in here with the walls here. It might make more sense to have something like that built over here, where you're at kind of a wider center road point anyways. It's a little bit further to bring it at that level, but there's more space to work here. So I might consider a crane here moving forward. But yeah, no, just a little bit more life throughout the village. Couple more armor stands. I really like these two. They make me very happy. I love the little, knitting witch hanging out. This guy... it makes the place feel more alive. As do the cats. And most of that doesn't really make a difference from a distance, but like from here, you can see him, you can see the kids, you can see the guy watering plants. Like, it's something. It adds a little bit of something. Whimsy. It adds a little bit of whimsy. So, I'm happy with it. I definitely have a couple more ideas for some more people to add through the village, but we'll get to that bit by bit. For now, I'm gonna head over to the dig site, and I'll play the time-lapse I've got between now and a minute from now when I'm over there, so you guys can see what we've got done, and we'll chat about that a little bit, and where we're at in our plans over here. Alright, so as you saw in that clip, we got a good bit more digging done. What I ended up doing was grabbing all of my backup pickaxes and just using 8 pickaxes to just dig layer by layer by layer until all of them needed repaired, go to the end, repair everything, come back and do it again. Not super ideal for the fact that I was carrying all of my really good tools on me at once, but it definitely helped make a dent in this. That said, it's barely a dent. We're at 100 right now. So we are still well above sea level, let alone the fact that we're digging this hole to bedrock. But we've started to hit some caves around here, which will save us a little bit of digging, and actually has a pretty cool pattern to it, that one, like a shooting star. As for our materials up here, we have, what's that, 9, 18, 27, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that one's not full. We'll have to rectify that. Put it down here for now. plus dirt, some moss, some gravel, and even more, another 18 of cobblestone, another, 16 of smooth stone? Did I just see a cobblestone in here? No. Okay. I'm going nuts. So, I really am starting to reach a point where I'm never going to have to worry about smooth stone or cobblestone again. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pillager patrols killed in the hole so far. We'll see how tall that gets by the end. But I'm very close to the point of I'm not going to have to think about smooth stone or cobblestone for a very, very long time. So at this point, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift focus and I'm going to start using moss until we get down to deep slate layers, which is going to be quite a while. It's going to give us a lot of moss. And I'm going to split it between pale moss and regular moss. Oh, speaking of progress, this is our coal so far, excluding this little bit that I accidentally broke. This is our copper so far, 1 emerald ore. This is our iron that we got raw. This is our regular iron. So we have enough coal that, well, we could fuel industrial America for at least a couple years. Especially since I'm going to hit all of that with fortune at some point and feed it into a super smelter, probably. But future progress on the whole is probably going to be a little bit faster now that I'm pretty happy with the level of smooth stone and cobblestone we're at. Because I'm going to start getting an absolute ton of moss together. Which is going to be really useful because I think that there are a couple of terraforming projects in the future that I've already got in mind where large amounts of moss are going to be really nice to have. So where does that leave us on today's episode? Well, we're about halfway through, and all I've really covered is updates from my sick days. But at this point in the village, there is one building that I still haven't decided where to put. And I think that I have to at least make that decision and start the groundwork today. And that is the lighthouse. There are a couple good spots for a lighthouse. There are a couple places that we could make a really nice one. Places that come to mind are like over here. We would need to dig out this gravel patch and replace it with stone or dirt or something. But if we did, we could build a really nice lighthouse over here and have a bunch of gravel available. Alternatively, because if we do that, we're going to have to build a bridge across, make a path, make it accessible from the village, you know, so clear out some of the trees here, build a nice bridge across, which I'm okay with. I like building bridges. I'm okay with that. But we're also, like I said, we have to dig out all of that gravel from that patch and then replace it with either stone or dirt or maybe moss, depending on what we want to do. We could also skip that part of the process and instead build our lighthouse out here on this outcropping and maybe spread some of the grass along the cliff, and then isolate our quarry over here a little bit by having some more grass surrounding it. And then have this area be the lighthouse coming up. I don't know how I feel about that for the view, because from back here, if we did that, coming from the ocean, you're going to have, you know, a good chunk of the town blocked by a lighthouse up here. Specifically, the house is going to be blocked by the lighthouse from a lot of angles. Over here, you'd get the house. And coming along the coastway over here, you'd get to see the house. But coming from across from the desert, where we seem to go a lot, you would have the lighthouse in the way. We could also clear out a little section of jungle here and build the lighthouse up in this area, which I'm not entirely opposed to. It does keep it a little bit separate from the rest of the village, though, because then we have to build a path with a bridge across, and we don't want to bridge across this entire distance. That's a bit of a large bridge for the size of the village, so we'd probably be coming across somewhere maybe over here where it's a little bit narrower across the river, and then making a path through. That could be good. But again, it's pretty far separated from the rest of the village. I feel like it needs to be a little bit closer in than that. So, I am going to have a little think about where we're going to get the best visual from a lighthouse. And then we'll come back in and hopefully be ready to start at least getting the space laid out for it. Because no matter what we do, we're going to have to do a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of terraforming, a little bit of something. So, I'm going to have a think, and I'll bring you guys back in just a minute. Alright, so upon thinking about it for a little while and phoning a friend, getting second opinions, we're going to wrap this path around to meet this path at the front, like we were planning to before. Bring it over here to the front of the blacksmith. Wrap it around here, push this hill a little bit farther back, bridge across here, and put our lighthouse up there, as well as, instead of building our docks and our harbor over here, we're going to make this our harbor district for the town. So, we've got some space clearing to do, starting with right in here where we're going to have our bridge coming to. And I figure we'll spend a little bit of time getting some cleanup and prep work done together here. Let's see. Still some tree there. There's going to be a lot of just looking for individual leaves, because that is the curse of the jungle. But I think overall it's going to be the best place we can put this lighthouse. Might as well pick up the saplings. Also, having a bridge across here is going to look really nice. And having our harbor over here in this area also means that there's river access through to here, which this river leads back around and through over to here. I don't remember if it connects anywhere else. No, it does just end here. So it's not ideal unless we expand back into here further. I still need to expand this platform. The river over here cuts through and connects down to our mob farm. Yeah, it cuts through right there. Which we may need to broaden that at some point. Oh. I've run out of rockets. I am incredibly wasteful, apparently. But while I'm thinking about it, we can take a look at this place from a distance at night. Yeah, I do have some in there. Alright. Grab that stack of rockets, and then... wrong tool. There we go. You can kind of see what I mean here, where when we get back to the kind of views that we would have even flying in, you see all of those glow lichens start to fade out, and then we just have, well, and even more so just from the water level here, a really nice view. It's lit up really well. Ah, I'm so happy with this town. Anyways, we're going to get some ground clearing done. We're going to get some space ready. And then in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and get the lighthouse built in place, mostly because I still haven't really settled on the style we're going to do for that. Somewhere in here. You'd think I would have hit logs by now. What is going on? There's some logs. Okay, that's that one mostly done. Like there are trees layered on top of each other, and I just can't seem to find where they're at. There we go. And I fell. So anyways, we're going to get some cleanup done. We're going to get some land clearing taken care of. It's kind of going to be the last bit we do for this episode. Little slow, I know, but it's prep work for the next thing. I didn't get a chance to really prepare ahead for this episode. Like I said at the beginning, I was kind of feeling sick this week, so I ended up spending a good bit of time just doing side tasks. I didn't want this whole episode to just be a recap, but, you know, sometimes it's gonna go that way. It's not the worst thing in the world. Oh man, there's some big oaks here, too. Let's see. Feels like... Is that just close enough connected to the other thing there? Huh. Let's see. I don't know what that was connected to. Alright. I think some of this is just not decaying properly. Interesting. Where does that put us out? This way. Still a little bit more to clear. But... just a couple more things. Okay. That out of here. Get... oh, cool. Perfect. And then that. That. Okay. And we'll get rid of this one as well. Okay. Huh. You know... part of me just wants to let it be. I'm gonna be honest. Between this and the shrub... oh, I still need to... that won't stand. But the cocoa beans, maybe. I'll be honest, though, between these and the shrub that I still need to build a shrine to, which, for those of you who didn't watch the initial couple episodes before I had to reset the world, well, I didn't reset the world. I saved these chunks that I was building in, and then had to regenerate the world and copy these in because I had hard drive corrupt and it tried to take my world with it. But over here in the desert, there is a village, and in that village, it's going to take a second to get over there. There is a dead bush that I really need to come back and build a shrine to because it's just something real special. We're going to take a look at that. That's going to be our final part of this episode, is a field trip back to the desert. I believe it's this village right here. And I am correct. Like, come on. Isn't that just wild? You know what? Next episode, we're gonna build the lighthouse, but I think we're also gonna come in here and build a shrine to the shrub. Carefully. Because if I update the water here, it's gonna be a problem. Alright. Anyways. With that, we're gonna call this one here. You know what I'm gonna be doing between episodes is getting that area cleared out, nice and clean and ready for our lighthouse. Man, having Voxion, being able to see the ring of mountains up there where we're gonna be building later, that's gonna be a great view. Okay, that's exciting. That project is a long ways out because A, we have to finish digging out the hole, and B, there are a few other things we've got to finish up before then. We've obviously got to finish up the village, and then there are a few other projects that aren't here that I'd like to get to, like the gold farm in the Nether. I'd like to get a super smelter built, and then there's a couple of smaller project ideas I had dotted through the area that I'd like to try and get to as well. Also, that's been bugging. I'll deal with that in a minute. There's a hole in the Voxy render of that mountain that I've just keep forgetting to fly over. Anyways, guys, we're gonna end it in the village. Let's just join these two. Why not? They've got a nice view. I almost forgot to deal with that torch. I missed. Guys, I'm doing so bad. Let's try that again. Once more with feeling. I think right here. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for coming along on the adventure. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, there is a playlist on the channel for all of the previous episodes in the series, as well as playlists for everything else that I'm doing. You can subscribe if you want to keep up. And yeah, if you've got any questions, any ideas for the series, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!